The teacher absenteeism.
Morobe's Program Advisor for Education, Jiram, says there are many reports about teachers' absence from classrooms, especially in rural and remote areas. Jiram says it's a growing concern for the provincial authorities to monitor why teachers are not present in the classroom to teach. He told Emtv News the monitoring system used by school inspectors and district education managers for monitoring teachers is not effective.
The monitoring system is no longer there. Although we have the inspectors in place, we have the 2 inspectors and the district education program managers. We have 3 officers there. But in terms of looking at logistic support to support teachers to visit, the inspectors to visit teachers and visit schools, some do, some don't, depending on the level of resources given to them.
On the side of teacher absenteeism, it's unfortunate that many of our teachers, they don't stay at school. They leave school without telling their teacher, without telling the board of management or the person in hierarchy there, like the senior teacher or deputy, and some just disappear. These are discipline problem teachers. We need to discipline them and put them online. And that is the work of the inspector alone to do that with the district education manager.
School inspection represents an approach of accountability in teaching and learning. The school inspectors in the provinces represent the education department. Their job is to inspect schools and to provide a report on the quality and conditions of the schools and to ensure that high standards are maintained. Morobe's Senior Inspector for Basic Education, Keith Tangui, told Emtv News today that the development of the educational system depends on the inspector's visit to schools.
The TSC member from the region, the senior inspector from the region for the secondary and the primary or basic education, the TVET, we have to come together, set up a committee within the region so that we can monitor this kind of activity. So if it needs to be charged, we need to charge them. If the officer is continuously absent from place of duty, we can put him off the payroll. If he has not notified the department within the last 21 days. The other thing is when the officer has charged the teacher for being a regular absentee, the PEB has to action that.
And this is the committee that will form the recommendations for Secretary's approval to the government. That this is the immediate strategies for us to take on in 2020 to address teacher absenteeism. It's getting out of hand, and we really need to get down and address this one as much as possible, as much as we can. It is already affecting the country.
Morobe has more than 300 primary schools, over 1,300 elementary schools, more than 23 secondary schools, and 11 TVET schools. According to the senior inspector, the monitoring of the teachers needs a lot of effort and resources.
The national government has to put money on the table for our inspectors. The provincial government, the local level government, every 3 tier of government have to make sure that all the inspectors are adequately funded, resourced, so that they can visit the schools.
Julie Badui Owa, National Emtv News, Ley.